Hi, this is Marie Gaynor, your Avon District Sales Manager. Next week is National Recruiting Week. It starts on Monday, July 18th, and will wrap up on Saturday, July 23rd. And I have two ideas that I want to share that I think will be fun and will generate a lot of new customers and new team members. The first is prospecting on Facebook. You know all those leads that you're buying and getting from Alma, and the leads that you've generated on your own when you're out and about walking or doing events? Let's start trying to find them on Facebook. You can search your leads by their name, their phone number, or their email. So first thing you want to do when you're in Facebook, in the search box, type their name and see if you can find them from the drop-down list. And hopefully, if, for example, they live in your hometown, you might see that Susan Jones lives in your hometown, and that's likely the Susan Jones that you met at the event. If you can't find her that way, you can try typing in the phone number, and that will also, when you enter it, give you a pop-up box, or actually drop down the person that's connected to that phone number. So hopefully that will help you find your lead. When you find the lead, then you're going to want to type a private message in their message box, something like this. Hi, Susan. Are you interested in a fun home-based business? For only $15, you can start today. Enter code, and whatever your code is, and check it out on sellavon.com. From there, they can go ahead and click on the link directly. You can see it puts a really nice picture there, and they can enter your code, pay for their kit, and off it goes in the mail. But if you don't hear back from them, you're going to want to follow up. So in a few days, follow up with a message like this. Hey, Susan, did you have a chance to check out our awesome opportunity? Do you have any questions? I would be glad to talk with you. It's as easy as that. I did this myself just a few days ago, and I searched out 6 people in both districts and had one person from each district appoint themselves online within an hour. So I'm telling you, this works. Very excited. I'm going to continue, of course, working that this week and next. The other thing I want to talk about is doing a Customer Appreciation Day. I got this information from Sue Mazza, who did a workshop in our district a few years ago, and these are from the notes and from the handout that Sue gave us. So it's not a novel idea, but Sue has really done a great job testing it and just using the right words. So I want to give all the credit to Sue for sharing her wisdom with us, but here is how it works. So it's called Customer Appreciation Day, and it's an excellent way to prospect for customers, helpers, and of course new team members. You want to plan about an hour or an hour and a half for this event, although it can be done in less time depending on the size of the office building. So this method of prospecting, it's fun, it's easy to learn and teach to your downline, and it's virtually rejection free. But you have to use the easy magic 5-line technique, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But Sue has tested it for efficiency and effectiveness, and you don't want to change anything from the script, or you might change your results. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do is pick out a small or medium-sized office building like a medical complex, because there's always lots of ladies working there. You'll label your brochures, get them all prepared, and get a basket of samples together. Be sure to include fragrance and lots of lipstick samples, and figure on at least 2 to 5 brochures per office. So, for example, if the building has 5 offices, be sure to bring at least 25 brochures and lots of samples. The returns here are well worth the small investment in the purchase of your samples. If you're a leader, when you go with your downline member, bring just one member at a time for training. So that way it's not intimidating to the people who work in the office that you're visiting. When you go in with a group, then that's a little weird, right? So just take one person. And not only is that going to be good training for your team member, but you're also building a relationship with them. So one team member at a time. So when you're with your downline member, just let them know that you'll do the first few offices, and then they're going to practice with you and do the next couple. Then you can either continue that way, or you can make the event more effective and 4 times faster to let your team members say, okay, you go down this hallway, I'll go down that way, and we'll meet up in the end and we'll go for lunch or coffee or whatever. But you can continue to work as a pair. Personally, I like having somebody with me. It seems like rejections come less when there's a pair of people instead of when you're by yourself. But either way, if it's a larger building, after your team member gets the hang of it, then you could split up and then meet up afterwards. But this way, when you work with your downline member, she sees what you're doing. She gets to practice, and she can learn to do it independently. And then when she begins her team, or if she already has a team started, then she can duplicate this with her team members as well. So it's a really great training, and she will get so many benefits from it, not only from getting new customers, but also finding new team members and being able to do it with her downline as well. And remember, the definition of success is to get a large group of people to do a few simple things over a long period of time. This method of prospecting is extremely duplicable as it's low cost and non-threatening. So as you're building your team and you're taking one person at a time, teaching them this method and having them duplicate it with their team members, as you can see over a long period of time, it could be really lucrative and really build your business and their business at the same time. You'll always ask your downline to return to the building the next campaign with more free samples and to follow up with each office, each and every campaign. So she's going to continue to build her customer base and hopefully some team members from that one office complex. So here is the magic 5-line script. Hi, my name's Marie and I'm an Avon representative. Avon is having a customer appreciation day, and we're here with free samples of our latest lipstick. So as they're looking through the samples, you want to hand them the basket and say, feel free to take a few samples. And by the way, how many ladies work in your office so I can leave samples and brochures for them as well. So wait for them to answer as you smile and as they look through the samples, and then thank them. And as you're getting ready to leave, say, oh, by the way, we always give our customers a courtesy call before we place their order. We'll give you a call on Friday to see if anyone needs any more samples or if they'd like to place an order. So at that point, give them a little notebook with a pen and say, if you would just leave me your phone number and your name, and if you want, I could call you on your personal cell phone, and I'll give you a call, and I promise I'm not going to bug you, but I'll call you on Friday to see if there's anything you or any of the other ladies in this office would like. So that's it. You're done. You're in and out of the office within a couple short minutes. Make sure that you're not going in without looking appropriate. So be sure to wear some logo clothing or some Avon jewelry. Be professionally dressed. Don't go in shorts and flip-flops, okay? Hopefully I don't have to remind you of that. But, you need to be sure that you're representing the company in a professional way. Okay, on the script. So Sue says this is really important, and I agree. Don't ever say, I'm having a customer appreciation day. Always say, Avon is having a customer appreciation day. It's shown that people respond much better to the corporate name and taking the free samples and brochures because your business is sponsoring it as opposed to an independent representative. And just in case you feel funny, maybe you're saying to yourself, well, really my company hasn't announced that, whatever. I'm sure if you ask any of our executives with Avon, our CEO, if you ask Scott, he's going to tell you that every day is Customer Appreciation Day. So you can say this with confidence and truthfulness. Every day is an Avon Customer Appreciation Day. So the fortune is in the follow-up. Be sure you or your downline calls back before the order's due to ask if anyone has any questions or wants to place an order, or even if they want some new samples. Maybe there's another fragrance that they'd like to check out. There have been story after story about representatives waiting to call back, being hesitant, and when then they finally do, the person's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you called. Somebody took my brochure and I didn't have any way to reach you. And then they give you this large order. So always make sure to follow up. The fortune is in the follow-up. And remember, People like to buy from people they know, like, and trust, and knowing their name, smiling, being friendly and professional, all these help you to build trust with that person. So say, hi, this is, or you want to use their name. Hey, Susan, this is Marie with Avon. I was here a couple of weeks ago when Avon had the Customer Appreciation Day, and I have some new samples and brochures for you. How many ladies did you tell me that work in your office? So just chat a bit and you continue building that relationship and trust with them, and then let them know again that you're going to follow up on Friday or whatever your follow-up day is, so they know that you'll be checking back. So sometimes it takes a couple times going back to start to really build orders in that particular building. So here are a couple other notes. Consistency is key to success. So many times a customer will get a brochure, but then the representative never follows up with a phone call or goes back. So taking the time to go back and call will help them build trust in you, in Avon, and in your professionalism. Your further follow-up can also include going to other offices when you're delivering the orders to where, let's just say Sue bought some things from you and you're delivering back to Sue. After you deliver, go to some other offices and say, hi, I was here a couple weeks ago for Avon's Customer Appreciation Day, and I was just delivering orders to Sue down the hall in Suite 101, and I thought I'd stop by and check with you again to see if you'd like some more samples, and I'll leave some brochures with you, and feel free to look through the basket and take a couple more samples. So every time you go back to that building or your downline goes back, remind them to check in with those offices that she's not getting any business from now, because it will lead to business in the future. So on your consecutive visits, always check back, and after a while they will expect to see you and they're going to look forward to your visit. Everyone loves free treats. So there are some potential objections, so don't be surprised. There really aren't many, but once in a while you'll hear someone say, well, we're not allowed to have people solicit here, so you can't leave brochures in the waiting room, or something like that. So Sue and other people, and including myself, we've had great success saying, oh, we're not here soliciting, we're having an Avon Customer Appreciation Day, and we're giving out free samples and brochures. So remember to smile, extend the samples to them, and invite them to pick out some from your basket, and leave just one brochure. But most of the time, this takes care of any tension or any objection. Sue said, and I've not had any in my experience, but she said there was only one time where she called the gatekeeper at the front desk, said no, she couldn't leave anything there, so she thanked her for her time and she left. And as she was leaving, someone came out the back door and followed her down the hallway and said, wait a minute, I want my free samples in my brochure. So even though the gatekeeper may give an objection and she may not be interested, I am sure there are other people in that office. So that person that followed Sue down the hallway, I am sure shared her brochure with other ladies in that office as well, and it turned out to be a good customer base. But she says, trust me, no one has ever thrown any rotten tomatoes at us. Most people are really glad to see us. Another comment you might hear is, we already have an Avon representative, so always smile and say, that's great, thank you for being a customer, that's why we're here. So pick out a couple free samples and be sure to call your representative to place an order. You don't need to leave brochures. We don't need to step on anybody else's toes. If they're already working that business, then that's great. But do let them take a couple samples just to let them know we are one team, one Avon, right? But rarely someone will not want to give you a number to follow up. So as you are going around to other places that don't already have an Avon representative, you're going to find that most people are pretty good about giving the name and phone number. The one thing I suggest is putting a little post-it note on the top of the brochure. So as you're giving the person there at the front desk her brochure, just hand her a pen at the same time, or just give her a notebook, whatever you plan on doing. But I like the post-it note, and just say, as a courtesy, we're going to call back on Friday, and if you'll just give me your name and your phone number, I'll text or call you just to see if there's anything that you or someone else in the office would like to order. And just make it so it's not intimidating, and just let them know it's a courtesy. But if you ask with a smile and a positive attitude of assuming they want us to follow up, you'll get that contact information easily and very often. Remember, when people see us in our company apparel or logo shirts, they feel that it's more credible and professional. We are the face of Avon, and we always want to leave a positive, upbeat, friendly, and customer-focused impression. So final notes, this method of prospecting is virtually rejection-free. It's duplicable, it's fun, and it's just a great way to meet new customers, develop helpers, and find new team members. The goal is to meet new businesses, as you are building relationships with them. So you may not get orders the first time, but if you're consistent in the follow-up, you will practically be guaranteed to develop a nice customer base in that office building, and you're going to find new team members. So think about it. What's easier, going to 25 individual customer houses, trying to catch them at home and present your product, or go to one building, meet 25 new business friends in about an hour or less? So I don't know about you, but I would rather go to one location to be collecting and delivering orders, maybe finding a team member that can service that building, or going door to door all over town from one end to the other, wasting my time and my gas and my energy to service 25 customers, all over creation. So I think this is such a super great way to prospect for customers and team members, and really use your time wisely. So in closing, help one team member each campaign to find and develop an office building, and you'll see phenomenal growth over the course of 1 year. So can you say, ka-ching? That's money in the bank, right? Remember, the definition of success is to get a large group of people to do a few simple things over a long period of time. This is perfect, easy, fun, and duplicable. Never forget that the fortune is in the follow-up. No follow-up, no reward. You've got to call and go back. And last, for leaders, inspect what you expect. Be sure your team knows your goals and has well-developed goals of their own. Be sure to inquire about their follow-up, encourage questions, praise activity, and be available for coaching. Take advantage of Customer Appreciation Day. And for us, it's going to be all of next week, and watch your business grow like crazy. So that's it, guys. Remember, when you say I can, I will, that's the end of the story. I can hardly wait to hear all about your success next week between Customer Appreciation Day and prospecting on social media. If you have any questions or need my help, give me a call, send me a text message, or pop me an email, and I'll talk to you soon.